tomorrow may never come. Before I retired as parish priest, dear friends, I had the experience of being parish priest for 11 years, and it's a big responsibility. St. John Mary Vianney, the famous Curé d'Ars of the French village of Ars in France, is patron saint of the parish Medjugorje. He died in 1859 after being parish priest for 41 years. When he entered the village of Ars in 1818, there were 230 people living in the village. He began his work by visiting the homes of the people. It was then only about 25 years after the French Revolution, and very few were attending Sunday Mass. I'm sure you noticed yesterday, here in Medjugorje, the first Mass was at 7 a.m. and there were parish Masses on the hour up to 12 noon. Wasn't it wonderful to see the crowds of people and young families attending those Masses yesterday? It was wonderful, thank God for it. Back to the Curé d'Ars. He decorated the rundown church and began preaching and teaching the people. He was diligent in providing Mass and the sacraments for the people. But above all, he interceded like Moses for the people through fasting and prayer. He was known to spend long hours in prayer in the church before the Blessed Sacrament. Initially, there were all kinds of demonic attacks against him, and there were people who tried very hard to discredit him. But the Curé d'Ars was a strong man of God, and over many, many years won over the conversion of the parish of Ars, and it became the confession of France as the holiness of St. John Mary Vianney spread throughout France and beyond. There's a story told of a priest who came to John Vianney complaining that he had done everything for his parish and was getting no response. And the Curé d'Ars asked the priest, "Did you fast for the people? Did you sleep on the floor for the people? Did you get up in the middle of the night to pray for them?" The curé told the priest, unless he had done all these things, he couldn't complain. So, dear friends, it's not easy to be a parish priest. When the events happened here in Medjugorje on June 24, 1981, Father Jozo Zavko was the parish priest. And as Luke would have it, the day Our Lady and the infant Jesus decided to come, the parish priest was away. Because as you know, you can never find the parish priest when you're looking for him. And as you also know, Blessed Mary and the Holy Infant didn't need anybody's permission to come to the parish. Some days later, when poor Father Jozo returned, his parish was in complete turmoil, thanks to the unexpected visitors, Blessed Mary and the Holy Infant. Didn't I tell you it isn't easy to be a parish priest? Father Jozo relates the following in an interview. It was the 8th day of the apparitions. I calculate it must be July 2nd. He says the following: "I was in anguish because of the events. I was in the church praying, feeling great responsibility in front of God as pastor. The people were asking questions, and I had to say something to the people, to the priests and the sisters. In a way, he says, I could speak only to God. I felt like Moses before the Red Sea. No man could have answered my need. I prayed, God, I know you talked to Abraham and Moses and to others. Now there are thousands of people here these days. Tell me where the river is going. I do not know where the mouth of the river is, or what is its source. No one was in the church at that moment. And then something happened that for me was important and decisive. It was both a turning point and a revelation. While I was praying, I heard a voice say, "Come out and protect the children." I left my Bible and breviary, genuflected, and without further thought nor delay, left the church. As Father Joseph opened the door of the church, running towards him in terror were the visionaries, who were trying at the time to escape from the police. They were crying and gathered round him. Father Joseph embraced them and took them to the rectory. After discussions with them, shortly afterwards, Our Lady appeared for the first time in the rectory. Then something really important happened. Later that afternoon, as crowds made their way to Pobredo, word spread that there was prayers in the church. Father Shrinko, associate pastor, at 5 p.m. led the rosary. Father Yozo, the pastor, at 6 p.m. celebrated Mass. Of this first evening Mass, Father Yozo commented, "There is nothing to which I can compare the number of people in the church that evening. It was so crowded that I found it impossible to extend my hands to say, 'The Lord be with you.' In the homily, I asked the people to pray and fast, begging God to help us understand the events in our parish. That mass of people responded to my request with great exclamation, full of faith, 'We will.' Father Yozo was asked what led him to start the Mass in conjunction with the apparitions, and he replied, 'My motives were based on the value of the Mass. I would have nothing close in its value to offer to people gathered there. In that Mass, I wanted people to cease becoming spectators and become participants in the events.' Dear friends, it took Solomon 7 years to build the temple in Jerusalem. Today in that temple, he installed the Holy Ark of the Covenant, and the temple, we're told, was filled with the glory of the Lord. In the Gospel, crowds of afflicted people recognized the divine healing power of Jesus and begged him for it. We beg Jesus in Mass this morning to reveal the same glory to us and indeed to our very troubled world. And let us pray for our parish priest and all parish priests, for I believe the parish priest is the engine room of the church.